Hello everyone, this is the lab you would be doing if you were in person right now. I'm going to do a simulation of it for you guys and give you all the data you need, and you can record. If we were in person, you would all be using one of these, a very fancy spirometer, if we were all here at the school. But I'll explain and kind of show what's going on. So there's a tube here that has a little mouthpiece you insert into it, and then this is what you blow into. And then when you blow into it, the air that you exhale pushes into here, and it ultimately pushes up on this, and there's a bunch of water that we poured in here. So when you blow in, the air pushes up on that and then displaces this a certain amount, and then a measurement is taken on here. As you can see, when this comes up, this little wheel turns around as the arrow pushes it this way, and then this is measuring in liters how much displacement there is. So yeah, it's a very kind of simple contraption that is able to test a few different lung capacity measurements, and that's what we're going to look at right now. So I will be breathing into this and then testing for my tidal volume, my expiratory reserve volume, and my vital capacity. And based on these three values, you'll then be able to calculate your inspiratory reserve volume as well, and you should basically be able to calculate everything that's in that graph that you were either shown yesterday or today before you did this lab. So I'll go through these, give a quick explanation of what they are, and then you can record the values that I get on here, which, they're all based in liters. And then I also went and did a quick Google search and just found the kind of normal volumes for a healthy adult male. I can kind of compare my stuff to it, but that's more just extra. The tidal volume, I'll test that first, and that's just your kind of general breathing, you're inhaling, exhaling when you're not thinking about it too much. I'll start off with that test here. Awesome. So mine, as you can see on here, it's between 1 and 2. It's about 1.5, so 1.5 liters. So in your table, you'll convert that to milliliters, so 1,500 milliliters, and you'll write that in the first section under your tidal volume. And we'll reset this here. Awesome, so the next one I'll test will be the expiratory reserve volume. That is after a normal breath, inhale, exhale, then you continue to exhale in one kind of straight motion all the rest of the air you can. And that's kind of that whole, expiratory reserve that's held in your lungs, and we'll be able to test that here. Perfect. So mine here, as you can see, comes in right above 3, so it's at about 3.3 liters. That's about 3,300 milliliters. So you can record that in the expiratory reserve section and add that number in there. And then lastly, I'll test the vital capacity. So that's taking as deep of an inhale as you can and then completely exhaling all of the air that is in your lungs. I'll go ahead and do that one here. Perfect. So you can see here that it's right above 6. It's about 6.2 liters, 6,200 milliliters. So you can put that into the vital capacity section. So you should have that tidal volume at about 1,500 milliliters. The expiratory reserve, that was about 3,300 milliliters, and then the vital capacity was about 6,200 milliliters. And then based on those, you can calculate the inspiratory reserve. So that is if you subtract the tidal volume and expiratory reserve from the vital capacity, you can see what the inspiratory reserve volume is, and that's just the opposite of the expiratory reserve, where the inspiratory reserve is above a normal breath in. How much more oxygen can you take in above that? And then the expiratory is after that normal breath out, how much can you further exhale? So these are all the values you need to complete the lab. I did my Google search and found that like a typical volume for the tidal volume was about 500 milliliters, the expiratory reserve was about 1,100 milliliters, and the vital capacity was about 4,600 milliliters, and the inspiratory reserve was 3,000 milliliters. So you can compare that to mine. Mine are a little bit higher, probably from all the running and aerobic exercise I do. But yeah, so yeah, if you guys would have been in, this is what you would have been doing. Pretty neat lab, pretty simple. And yeah, that should give you guys everything you need to work with.